Hey guys, welcome back. Today, as you guys read from the title, I'm going to be giving you guys my labor and delivery story. So it is going to be a story with clips because things happened really fast. And it sucks that I wasn't able to record as much as I wanted, but it's okay. I have everything written down on my phone. So first, before we get into this video, or before we get into the story, or before we get into my experience with baby number 2, I want you guys to watch the clips that I have that I was able to get. So let's watch that real quick. Give this video a fat thumbs up, subscribe down below, and watch these next clips.
It is Wednesday, January 6th, and this is the beginning of my labor and delivery video. I am starting to record because I have been contracting all day for, I want to say like 20 minutes. Every 20 minutes I'll have a contraction, but they weren't bad until 7ish because my mucus plug basically came out around 7. It's making things move along, and I am now contracting every 8 to 10 minutes, but we have to wait till I'm 5 to 3 minutes of contractions consistently for 2 hours because I am not 39 weeks for another 2 days. So I have to go in like actually like when it's real, when it's the real deal, which is okay. So we just labor here at home still. I am actually on a pillow. I'm on a exercise ball right now, and I'm bouncing up and down, side to side, and in circles, which I read helps in stages of labor. I did have a doctor's appointment yesterday, and I was dilated at 3, and I was effaced at 70%, and I'm probably at 100 or close to 100 now, just because my mucus plug did come out, and that normally happens when your cervix is thinned out, I believe. I'm not sure. We are hoping that she is here within the next 24 hours. Mainly we're hoping we go tomorrow night, just because we have to get tires. So we have an appointment to get tires, and then eventually in a couple days, maybe a week, you guys will see this video. So hi, I'm pregnant Julie. Okay, I'm 39. Well, you guys already heard I'm almost 39 weeks in 2 days, but this is my second baby, so she's coming a lot faster, and it's just been a completely different experience, and I can't wait to share that with you guys and tell you guys what the difference was, because when they tell you every pregnancy is different, they're not lying, and you don't believe it until you're really in those shoes. But yeah, give this video a fat thumbs up and subscribe down below, and let's continue this labor and delivery vlog. In my car. He said, he's saying, what's up, dude?
What's up, dog?
What's up? What you doing, homie?
What you doing, homie?
Okay, Papa.
Okay, I love you. Mwah. You have fun with Grandma. Here's your drums. See you
You're
in the
not a
morning, okay?
baby.
Mwah.
Are you gonna have a sleepover?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have popcorn?
Go with me.
We're gonna go get you a baby sister, okay?
We gotta go get baby
with
sister.
me.
Don't you wanna?
Mom,
Are we gonna go look for a present for baby?
Yeah, you're gonna go look for a present for baby sister and for you?
With me, Mom, go with me.
We will, baby. I love you, okay?
We'll get mommy a coffee.
Yeah, you want a coffee
We'll
too?
see you in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
See you in a little bit. Love you.
Love you. Listen, okay? You behave.
Listen to Grandma.
Oh yeah, look at his.
We're gonna go get you, okay?
We're gonna say,
We're gonna go get you, okay?
say when.
When?
After you have your sleepover with popcorn and candy, we bought him worms and some Mexican
you
candies.
You got me, man.
Yeah, those are for your movie night, okay?
Are we having a movie night?
Yeah, that's what he wanted.
Which one do you want to watch?
Should I give him his iPad?
Nah, I think he'll be okay. You think he'll be alright without his iPad? Yeah. Alright, I love you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
Felicia.
Don't call me Jalissa.
Felicia.
Felicia.
Oh,
Love you.
Felicia. I love you.
Bye bye.
Bye,
Bye
Charlie.
bye. Bye, Ma. I love you guys.
Mom, you'll be right back.
Yes, baby. I'm gonna be right back. Okay. I'm not leaving you. I'm gonna go get you. Okay. When we will go back to get you. Okay. Don't be sad. Be happy. Remember, you said you were happy.
Bye, Felicia.
You gonna hang out with Grandma?
Why? You could have just put it in there.
I got the 2 other ones out here for you.
We are about to eat some Chipotle before we go into the hospital. You know what? Once we get settled in, we should watch that show, Game of Thrones. That's what it's called? It looks good.
Yeah, Wi-Fi here.
You guys saw we left Osiris and I'm sad. Are you sad? I'm just worried about him. I'm just thinking about him. I don't want him to feel like, well, you guys saw he was kind of like, where are you going?
What are you doing there? Why are you doing that?
So we're gonna eat and then we'll see you guys once we get in the room and we are good to go, because we got kind of a lot of stuff. Not really, it's just a lot for Brennan to do by himself, but I'll be able to help him. Wait, how are we gonna use our one-time pass when we should use it for right before we leave?
Why?
Because how are you gonna push the baby and carry all this other stuff at the same time? Because remember, wasn't I in a wheelchair?
Worry about that later.
All right, what ifs? We ain't gonna worry about it then. Did I put lettuce in it? How do you feel?
Feel like a dad.
Again?
Dad of 2. Yeah. She's so beautiful.
Things happen so fast, huh? It sucks. We didn't have nothing. It's okay. It was nice. It's because breastfeeding. But
I'm not showing
it sucks that we weren't able to record because we came in and everything just happened so fast and he was not gonna leave. So we will keep you guys updated and we will tell you guys about our labor and delivery, and they're going to take her, what are they doing? Her weight
and length and all that.
and lab. She needs labs and we'll explain why as well. So keep watching. Baby girl's getting weighed. I say 8 pounds. What do you say, babe?
7.
You say 7'10"? Okay, I say 7'12". Just 7'5". You were closer.
Smaller than his eyes.
Yep. How long do you think she's gonna be? I think 19.
That's pretty long.
What do you say, babe? What do you think?
Say 19.
Exactly 19? Me too. I think 19 even. So this is our room. We are waiting to get discharged. Finally. It's not big like we had for Osiris. The birth room, I know, but we didn't have time to record anything. Bless you. And then we got our own. Where? Oh. We have our own bathroom. We used that shower last night. And that's it. Oh, and I got my placenta pills. My placenta is really in here. Ain't that crazy? Look at daddy over here. This little girl. It's crazy that my placenta is really in here. And pills. But yeah, that is it. We're just waiting.
She's right outside.
I know, but they're gonna do something to her again?
Are you?
No, not me. They're gonna do it. She said an exam on her or something. And guess what? We have a name after her being born for 24 hours. We finally got a name for her, and I can't wait for you guys to know what it is. Are you excited for Osiris to meet her?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna know what to do.
I know. I'm a little nervous. But he is with my parents, and he's asked for his sister. Like, he wants to see her.
Oh.
But I think he was just a little upset that he's been gone for so long, and he saw that we're with her, so he's like upset that he's not here. But other than that, my mom said he did good. I haven't talked to her in a couple hours. Been trying to rest and enjoy the baby before we have 2 babies in our hand. So I will do a sit down video in a couple days and tell you guys about our delivery, because it's sad, but it was awesome at the same time. So watch for that, and you guys will be seeing Osiris meeting his baby sister for the first time.
Okay, so now that you guys saw all the footage that I was able to get, let's jump into this video and listen to my experience, and let me know down below how your experience was with baby number 2, if you guys have 2 babies like I do. So I started getting real contractions on January 6th, and they were 25 to 20 minutes apart. They were like that for 2 hours, so I was like, okay, these are real contractions. So that was going on from like 7 in the morning on January 6th. And around 7 o'clock at night, my mucus plug actually came out. So, like, the whole thing came out. I was like, whoa, what the hell? And that didn't happen with Osiris. It was just like a little small mucus plug. But that day, I was actually going to get induced. So I called and they told me to go in anyways, because I didn't know if my water had broken. It was my first baby. So they checked if it was my water. It came back not like negative or positive, so they just admitted me because I was going to get admitted to that day anyways. So once my mucus plug came out at 7ish, contractions got a bit stronger. It wasn't too bad, but it was just like pressure, you know. They kind of felt like Braxton Hicks, but just a little bit stronger because my belly was getting harder and was a little uncomfortable. They did go from 20 to 25 minutes to 15 minutes. So I called the hospital that night and I was like, hey, my mucus plug came out. And I am 3 centimeters, like, should I go in? And they told me, no, come in once they're about 5 to 7 minutes apart. And I was like, okay, sounds good. I had to time my contractions once they were 5 to 7 minutes apart for 2 hours straight. So they weren't really 5 to 7 minutes apart for 2 hours straight till the next day in the morning. On the 7th, around noon, I went to get checked. I was still at 3 centimeters and my contractions were 7 minutes apart. And they told me that they weren't going to admit me or they weren't going to keep me because I was only 38 weeks and 6 days and I needed to be 39 weeks in order for them to be able to keep me, which was dumb because I was going to be 39 weeks, literally less than 24 hours. But we had our bags, we had everything ready to go because I thought that I was going to stay. So they said, no, you're not staying. It's high risk for the baby because I wasn't 39 weeks. Or more. So they told me, go home, labor at home, you'll be more comfortable, you can get in the shower, you can walk around, you know, you can be more comfortable. And for us to come back when my contractions were every 2 to 3 minutes. And I was like, oh. So I was like, okay, that's fine, you know, they don't hurt, so we can go home. So you guys saw we did leave Osiris with my mom and my dad. So we just went over there, went to go pick him up, and I labored at home. that entire evening, night, morning until January 8th. So throughout the night, Ozias woke up and he was kind of worried. He was like, "Mom, are you okay? Like, are you hurting?" And now this is literally what he's, not specifically in these words, but this is what he was asking me. He's asking me if I was hurting, and I was like, "Yeah." And he was just like, "Why?" And I was like, "Baby sister's gonna come." So he would like rub my back and be like, "Does that feel better?" Because I would tell Brennan like my back is hurting. And Osiris would rub my back, and he was just worried because I was like moaning, like making these like soothing noises, like deep, low noises that was helping me get through every contraction. Once he started getting worse, or not worse, but they started getting stronger, and I was like, whoa, they hurt. So that happened. Osiris finally went to sleep. I want to say it was like 3, because he had woke up from his sleep, because I was making kind of, I was making noise. I was up. I was on the exercise ball, as you guys saw, on the 6th, and I would lean over on the bed. I took a hot shower because I would let the water hit my back because my back was killing me. And it was throughout the night, which was January 8th. So then Brennan would wake up and he would like make sure if I was okay, and he would like see me be up, because laying down and having contractions hurt more than standing up and being over the bed or on the exercise ball. So Brennan was like, "You need to relax. Like, why are you up? Like, are you doing jumping jacks? Like, what the hell are you doing?" And I was like, "No." I was like, I was like, "I'm in pain. Like, I don't want to lay in bed. I'm hurting." So I thought it was funny too, because I'm just like, "Really, dude? Like, you think I'm doing jumping jacks right now? Like, I'm over here laboring in pain and you're asleep." Like, I was mad because I wasn't able to sleep. So I wasn't timing my contractions yet, because to me, in my head, they didn't feel like they were 2 to 3 minutes apart. So because I was so focused on breathing through the pain, that I didn't care if they were 5 minutes apart, 3, 4, 2 minutes apart. I didn't care. So my mom and my sisters are calling me. My mom started calling me like at 6 in the morning, just like, "Hey, how are you doing? Like, are you in pain?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm in pain, but I can still manage." And my mom was like, "Stop being stubborn. Like, you need to get checked." And I was like, "No." I was like, "I don't think I'm ready. Like, I don't think it's time. Just take another hour or two." That's what I told her. So we got off the phone. It was around 8. My older sister was calling me, asking me how I was doing. My baby sister was calling me. I think my dad called me. I'm not sure, because he was at work. And I was so annoyed. I was like, why do they keep calling me? Like, I'm in pain. When I was on the phone with my mom, when it was like, I think my mom called me again like at 8. I was having a contraction over the phone, and my mom was like, "Are you sure?" Like, she's like, "You should go to the hospital." And I was like, "No, I'm fine. I can do another hour or so. Like, let me, I'm trying." I was like, "I don't know my how long they are. Like, I haven't timed them." So I was also using the bathroom a lot. I was like peeing, and it wasn't even a lot. I was just using the bathroom. But I also didn't have bloody show. And they told me also, if I have bloody show, head to the hospital. So I didn't have bloody show either. And until after I got off the phone with my mom, maybe like 45 minutes to an hour after, I had bloody show. And I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, "That's not normal. I need to tell Brennan, and he needs to get his ass up, and we need to go to the hospital." Because I woke him up maybe like 2 or 3 times, and I was like, "Hey, like, I'm in pain. Like, I don't know what to do. Nothing's working. This damn ball isn't working anymore. The side of the bed isn't working." And he just kept telling me, "You haven't timed your contractions. Why haven't you done it?" And I was like, because I was like, "I don't want to." Like, I was just like, "No, like, I don't want to do it." And he was like, "Well, you're fine then." And I was like, this dude is trying to tell me I'm fine, but I'm hurting. So he just kept telling me, "Just relax, try to go to bed." I was like, "I can't sleep." So I was already so imagine almost 2 days without sleeping. And this dude is in bed asleep with my son. So anyways, So I finally get that bloody show like around, I want to say like 9:30, yeah. And my contractions were coming back to back. Like, I want to say at this point they had to be like 2 to 3 minutes apart. And I was like, okay, like, I think I need to go. So I told Brandon, I was like, hey, like, I think if this time it's really need to go. So by this time it's almost 9:50, and I called my mom, and without Brennan even answering, like when I told him like we need to go, call my mom. I was like, hey, I was like, I need you to come pick up Osiris, because I have bloody show and I'm in pain, and I don't know how much longer I can do this pain. So my mom was like, okay. She's like, you should have gone already. And I was like, I know, whatever. Like, I was like, just come and get Osiris because I need to go. So while I'm on the phone telling her, I'm like breathing, and my mom's just like listening to me. And I felt like it was just taking forever. I felt like everything was just taking forever. So then, mind you, my mom lives 20 to 25 minutes away from us. So my mom didn't get here till like 10:15, 10:20, almost like 10:30. So Osiris is asleep. Brennan picks him up, takes him to my mom's car. My mom and my dad are in the car. While I'm walking down the driveway, I'm having a contraction and I have stuff in my hands. My mom gets down, she grabs some of the stuff, and I'm just standing there trying to get through this contraction. And I can see my dad staring at me like, holy crap, like she's in pain. And my mom staring at me, and my baby sister, she was with them. So I had the one charger that I took from the bag, because we left all our bags in the car, because I was like, just leave it. I was like, I'm pretty sure she's gonna come tomorrow. And Brennan was like, I don't know. And I was like, whatever. I was like, just leave it there. So we left the car seat, we left all our bags in the trunk, and then we had to tell Zayas again, like, hey, like, mommy's going to the hospital, like, we will go get you with baby sister. He was half asleep, so he didn't really understand, so he was fine. But I wasn't able to record any of this. I wasn't focused on anything but these damn contractions, because I was in so much pain. Like, after a while, like, my contractions weren't just like cramps. They were cramps plus pain in my vagina, pain like in my back. Like, it was just all over. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, what in the world is going on? Like, my back was just hurting so bad. And I had this heating pad that I took from my sister's. Not even that at the highest temperature, like the setting was working. I was like, oh my God. I was like, this shit is getting real. So they leave. We don't even come back in the house. We had everything in our hands. We go into the car, and I have another contraction. I want to say, okay, so from here to the hospital, it's 10 minutes at the most if you're driving the speed limit. I kind of made Brennan drive a little fast, because I had about I want to say I had 4 contractions in the car, and I would literally just hold Brennan's hand. I'm like, give me your hand. And I would just squeeze it, and I would try to breathe and try to do that damn noise that I saw on TikTok. Yeah, TikTok showed me this breathing thing when you're in labor, and I shit you not, it helped me through like majority of my labor at home until it got really bad. When I was like, I don't know what to do. Like, I was like, I couldn't even think to breathe. That's what the hell was happening. So we get to the hospital, and Brennan is going through the bumps, and I was like, stop. I was like, stop right here. So I had to go through a contraction, and he's like, do you want us to park and we walk, or do you want me to drop you off in the front? I was like, no. I was like, drop me off in the front at that front door. I was like, because I would not be able to walk. So we laughed for a second, and so I got down. He went to go park. I was signing us in because they had to know who else was coming with me. And the lady's like, oh wow, I'm giving her my name. I'm having a contraction, right? So she's just staring at me while I'm having this damn contraction. And then she's like, do you want to wait for him? And I'm like, no. I was like, I gotta go. I was like, I gotta go upstairs. And she's like, okay. So I'm having a contraction in the elevator. get up the elevator. I swear it felt like the elevator was never going to stop. So I get in there. I'm having a hard time walking because my back is killing me. I ring it. I'm like, I'm here. I need to get checked. I'm having contractions every 2 or 3 minutes. Blah blah blah. Right. So they bring me in, open the door. Same nurse that I saw the day before was there, and I was like, oh, I was like, you never went home. She's like, yeah, I did. She's like, I have morning shifts, and I was like, oh, okay. And she's like, I'm gonna feel so bad if we check you and we have to send you back home because you're only 4 centimeters. And I was like, no. I was like there's no way. So I'm having a contraction over the bed while she's telling me to get naked. My pants are halfway down, and Brennan's finally getting in, but he didn't bring anything because he came in a rush. Because on the way over here, his dad called him and he's like, oh, like, is this it? And Brennan's like, she says it is, but we don't know. And in my head, I was like, this is it. Like, shut up. Like, just drive. Don't be telling me. We will see. Like, there's no way. I was like, there's no way they are sending us back home. So anyway, so Brennan goes in. I'm trying to take my clothes off. I'm going through a contraction, and the lady that we had saw, she has to call the doctor for the doctor to go in to check me. So Brennan didn't bring anything, and I was like, what the heck? Like, why wouldn't he bring anything? And I'm just like, oh my god, the camera. And I told him, I was like, dude, the camera. I was like, how are we gonna record? And Brennan's like, it's fine, like, it's fine. And I'm like, no, like, I wanted to record this pregnancy, labor and delivery so bad because I wasn't able to do it with those eyes. Well, with those eyes, I was at least able to get him coming out, but I wasn't even able to do that with her, and I was so upset that I wasn't able to. Like, to this day, I'm upset that we didn't have any of our stuff with us because Brennan's like, I'm not gonna bring all this stuff up again by myself if they're gonna send us home. And I was like, it's fine. I was like, it's fine. I always said it was fine at first, but it wasn't fine. So anyways, I was having another contraction. They're trying to put monitors on me, and the doctor, or no, she checks me. The nurse checks me. It's like, oh, she's like, you're 8.5 centimeters. We need to get you into a room now. And I was like, oh my god, what? When she told me I was 8.5 centimeters, I literally almost passed the fuck out. Because I was like, I was expecting to be like maybe 5 centimeters, you know, like halfway, like. And when she said that, I just looked at Brennan and we looked at each other, and I was just like, oh my god. So she calls the doctor. We need to get her in a room. We need to get her set on IV. And they were very concerned about the IV because I was GBS positive. So they had to get antibiotics into my body as soon as possible to protect the baby when she was going to come out through my birthing canal, because it is a bacteria that I carried sometime in my pregnancy. I really don't know how I got it, but there's women that get it when they're pregnant, and it's 40% in women. So it's not uncommon to know that it can happen to you, and it's scary but not scary because they have antibiotics for it when you are in labor, and you get 2 dosages. So that's kind of what we expected to get, just to make baby safe. But you know, you guys will know right now what happened. So doctor comes in, he examines me again. So she checked me, and not like 5 minutes, not even 5 minutes, 5 minutes later, he checks me and told me that I was 9 centimeters now, just within those 5 minutes. And I was like, oh my god. And he was just kind of explaining what was going to happen. So they brought, and while he's talking, another lady came in. She put my IV in. And this time my IV didn't hurt because I was in pain. So I was having a contraction while she was trying to put the IV in. So I was focused on the contraction rather than the pain of the IV. And so she did that, and all I can think in my head was, can I get an epidural? Like, I need a epidural. Like, I want it, you know? So before the doctor left, I was like, hey, I want to know if I can get an epidural. I was like, because I want to be able to rest for a little bit at least. I was like, because I haven't slept for 2 days. And he's like, yeah, he's like, we can get that started for you. And I was like, yes, not not to him, but I was like, okay, sounds good. But in my head, I was like, yes. I was like, I'm gonna get this epidural. I'm gonna be able just to relax. So I was going in my head that I was gonna get an epidural once we got into the delivery room. So everything's set up, IV set up, monitors for the baby set up because they want to make sure she's okay, want to make sure how my contractions are going. And what's crazy is that I delivered in the same room that I delivered Ozias in. So I delivered both of my babies in the same room. What a coincidence. Once we got in, they put my IV bag, maybe like 10 minutes, 15 minutes after they did that. They had to get in the okays for me to get my antibiotics, and I had to get blood work to see if I had enough platelets in my blood to be able to get the epidural. I don't remember them doing that with those eyes. So I was kind of like, are you sure you guys, like, in my head, I'm like, are you guys just messing with me or what, you know? So anyways, got my first dose, got my blood work, and I got tested for COVID. Them sticking the thing that swab up my nose wasn't that bad. And yeah, it came back negative, which is awesome. And they also told me that the IV fluid might help me because that's like they're getting me hydrated more and just putting fluid in me. But there's a chance it might make me dilate even more. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that's fine. So they did that, and literally I got checked a couple minutes after my antibiotics. And the second bag they put on there because they had one bag and they just put another one right so that way that when that one finished, that other one would start. I was at 9.5 and I was like, oh my god. And I was like, so I asked them again, I was like, am I gonna be able to get that epidural? She said, we're waiting for your lab works to come back in and we will get you started. And I was like, okay, yes. So then the nurse then tells Brennan after they had checked me that if I feel like I'm gonna need to push, to tell her so they can push some little button on this little on that control thing on the side of the bed so they can let them know that I'm gonna get ready to push. Or if I feel the urge that I'm already gonna be pushing and I can't control it, they need to push the emergency button that was behind the bed to let them know that they needed to get in ASAP. So we said, okay, sounds good. So I was laying there and I had already felt like I needed to push, but I was trying to control it and I didn't want to. And I was trying to hold it because I wanted to get that epidural because I was in so much pain, you know? Like I was like, oh my God, like there's no way that I can do this. But I was already literally like right there at the end. And I was just like, why am I so thinking like this? But I still wanted it. So then I was like, I'm pushing, like I need to push. So they push that red button. Brendan pushes that red button. Doctor comes in like literally 30 seconds later. Him and a nurse come in. He starts suiting up and he checks me. And he checks me and I'm at 10 centimeters and the baby is +2. So her head's already wanting to come through my birthing canal. So he tells me, like, you're at 10. Baby's ready to come. I'm going to break your water to relieve pressure. So he gets this long ass needle. Like, it looked like a needle. It looked like almost like a crochet needle. I had a hook at the end. He gets it and it was yellow. I remember it was yellow. He gets it and he puts it in and he nicks my water and I just started like gushing warm fluids everywhere. And right when he did that, gave me a contraction and I felt like I needed to push so bad. So I didn't push for the first contraction, but I had my second contraction and I had to push. So I started pushing and I pushed 4 to 5 times and the baby was out. At least her head was out. So her head was out and he turns the baby's head because he needs to take out the fluids out of her nose and her mouth because again, I was GBS positive and he needed to get all the fluids out to make sure that it didn't get in her because her passing through the birthing canal, she could have got that bacteria. So while he's doing that, he's trying to push her head in and my body is naturally trying to push her out already. that he tells me, okay, you cannot push. He's like, and I was like, okay. So I'm having a contraction and I'm trying not to push, but my body's trying to push her out. And Brennan was telling me that he can see him holding her head, just trying to suction everything out as fast as he could. I literally was holding onto these damn rails and I was screaming. Like, when I screamed, it was like, Brennan said that he's never heard me scream like that. And he said he's pretty sure everybody probably heard me out there. But it was like a scream I've never heard myself scream. Like, man, it was just crazy. Like, I can just hear myself screaming, pushing her out. And so anyway, so he was trying to take all that stuff out. So I can tell you, let me tell you guys. So he was trying to take all that stuff out because the antibiotics didn't go into my body in time to protect her by the time she came out. So they put the antibiotics in. The antibiotics weren't fully in my body by the time that she came out. So that he had to do everything he could so she would be less at risk of having that bacteria, because if she were to get it, he had told me she can either get really sick, she can get it in her blood, she can end up in the NICU and she would have to stay there for 5 to 7 days. And I was like, okay, I understood where everything was going and what can possibly go wrong or what can possibly happen. But the good thing is that she was only in my birthing canal for 20 seconds at the most. So she came out real quick, and we are lucky, and I thank God that she passed all her tests. She was negative for the bacteria. She was born at 12:02 on January 8th, and it was the most beautiful, hard working thing I've ever done in my life. It's not what I intended to do, because I didn't mind going through the pain at home, but I wanted to be able to relax a little bit because I didn't sleep for 2 days. That's really the reason why I wanted the epidural, was so my body can rest a little bit. But I wasn't able to do that, which is totally fine at the end of the day, because everything happens the way it happens for a reason, and I am more than blessed and grateful that everything happened smoothly. Everything went good. So we got blood work done, and she was poked on her heels for 2 different tests, which one is just for the newborn screening, and then the other one they had to get 2 little pint things. They weren't pints, but they were like 2 little tubes for that bacteria, and she had to get blood work there. They did it in her arm, but they couldn't get any blood out, so then they did it in her wrist. She slept through all of it. She did not cry. I was so scared that she was going to be crying, because Osiris was crying so bad when they were doing his tests on his heels, and I was like, that's going to be bad if she's crying for that. And they have to get blood work. Like, my poor baby's going to go through it with not even being born for 24 hours. So they actually did those tests 6 hours after she was born. She was healthy. They did watch her blood that they drew from her wrist for 24 hours to make sure that there was no bacteria growing or any signs of that bacteria growing in her blood. 24 hours after they were checking the bacteria, they saw that nothing was happening, but we were still not out of the woods. And to this day, she is 2 weeks old, and we are still not out of that. She can get sick. We have to check her temperature every day for an entire month. So that's the only downfall. But other than that, I don't mind taking her temperature just to make sure that my baby's okay and everything's going good. So we did get discharged on January 9th at 10, almost 11 o'clock at night. So that is what happened in my labor and delivery experience. I wish I would have recorded. I wish we had a phone. I didn't even know where my phone was at. When I got my phone after delivering her, I got cut on my finger, and I was like, what the hell is that? And one of the nurses actually put the piece that they take off the bed to give birth on my phone and broke my phone. So I didn't even know where my phone was at. Brendan didn't know where his phone was at. He was standing right next to me on my right side, just like he was when I gave birth to Ozias, holding my leg. And we weren't able to record anything. I wish I would have gotten more than what I did, because I wanted this experience to be different. I wanted to give you guys more than what I was able to give you guys with Osiris. And I give you guys less, and I'm upset, but I'm okay now, and I accepted it. And all that matters at the end of the day is that my baby girl was gonna be okay. So yeah, I did tear a 2nd-degree tear. So I have stitches down in my she was born at 39 weeks exactly. So she was here 7 days exactly before her due date. So she did not have a name, as you guys will see the footage. She did not have a name for a little over 24 hours. We were going back and forth with a couple names that we had, and we got down to 2, and then we were stuck at 2 for a while, and we actually gave her one of her middle names at the very last minute. It was a name that Brendan liked, and it's a name that I fell in love with once he told me, and I knew the meaning of it. And her name is just unique and beautiful, and I can't wait for you guys to find out her name. As you guys will see, Zaya is meeting his baby sister for the first time, so you guys will be seeing that as well. All in one video is gonna be him meeting his baby sister for the first time, and you guys seeing baby girl for the first time as well. For her name, I think I'm gonna leave that for the following video. I hope you guys enjoyed this labor and delivery and the footage that I was able to get once Brennan was able to get the camera, because he didn't get any of our stuff until like an hour or 2 after she was born, because when we were waiting in the actual delivery room, I had told Brennan, I was like, hey, like, you should go get the camera, you should go get the stuff. And the nurse actually suggested to us that he shouldn't leave, because I was progressing and dilating so fast that I didn't want him to miss it. And they're like, you don't want to miss this. So we're like, okay, you know what, it's fine, we don't need any of this stuff. We just got to go with the flow and what is going on. It was just the best feeling in the world. I would do it 100 times again, relive that moment giving birth to my babies over and over again. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Fat thumbs up, subscribe down below, comment if you guys are moms, and blue or pink heart if you guys have a boy or a girl, or if you guys have both. Comment that down below. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next video. Bye.